go.
I actually don't think I have words to describe what happened the last couple of days.
Last couple hours, man.
That's right.
Ottawa fell.
Yep.
But what I do know is we're now dealing with despots and demagogues.
Yeah.
Trudeau and Ford.
Yeah.
They're the fraternal twins of tyranny.
Yeah.
They divide Canadians. They play both sides as they thrust us into their great reset back into serfdom and servitude. And still, I can find no words to adequately describe the wickedness of elected leaders who knowingly oppress their people, divide them with propaganda, and profit from their destruction.
Exactly.
Children included.
Yep.
There are no words.
Shame!
Indeed. And yet, here we are, united. We were led by truckers of all colors, all races, all religions, all creeds.
Yes. Yes.
And they were countering evil with good, hatred with compassion, and aggression with benevolence.
Yes.
That's what they've been doing all this time. And still, in spite of all their efforts by the governments to demonize, harm, and slander peace-loving Canadians, and run over elderly women with a horse,
And the man had a heart attack.
there are no words.
The man had a heart attack.
But I do believe we are winning for a very good reason. And it's also the reason I believe they are coming down so hard on the truckers in Ottawa right now. And I'm going to tell you why.
We're winning.
I'm going to read you a quote from 1946 by the Assistant U.S. Secretary of State, William Benton. He said this 2 years after the Americans and the Allies defeated the Nazis, defeated authoritarianism, 2 years later. And he said this at a UN meeting, a UNESCO meeting. We all know what the UN is being prepared to be, right?
Yeah.
The global government. Well, listen to this quote, and you're going to find out what they consider a weakness to their agenda. Not what we think, what they think is a weakness to their agenda. And everything will make sense since the truckers had this happen and what's been happening the last couple of days. And here it is. Quote, "As long as the child breathes the poisoned air of nationalism, education and world-mindedness can produce only precarious results.
Yes.
We shall presently recognize in nationalism the major obstacle to development of world-mindedness." This is their one-minded, one-world government mindset they're talking about here. Now listen to the rest of the quote. "We are at the beginning of a long process of breaking down the walls of national sovereignty.
She's on me up there. She comes over and she gets my
UNESCO must be the pioneer." End quote.
This guy, 30 people can go to
This was from an American 2 years after they defeated the Nazis. And he's talking about destroying national sovereignty?
1,000 people.
And the UN is going to be the
I
pioneer?
come here, I talk to one person, and that's it.
And their threat was nationalism. What do you see around you? Canadian flags!
Yes!
Truckers from coast to coast with Canadian flags. Amazon sold out of Canadian flags worldwide.
Supporting the corporation!
So I am absolutely convinced that we are winning because the last thing they wanted was to spark a flame of nationalism in Canadians or anywhere in the world.
Why are you supporting the corporation? Why support the flag? Why support the corporation?
According to the UN, they consider nationalism to be their threat.
The corporation!
So when we see the truckers with Canadian flags all over the place, it's pretty hard to call them bad. They're trying to say I'm Canadian. They're trying to say I believe in the Charter and freedom, what our country represents.
The Bill of Rights, the Charter's no good. Charter's no good. Always use the Bill of Rights, the Charter's no good. Bill of Rights, the Charter's no good.
So I personally do not believe for 1 minute that they expected the trucker convoy to spread so fast that it spreads faster than Trudeau's escape from Parliament.
There ain't no constitution when we're in a corporation!
At the end of the day, everybody's got different ideas and reasons on how we're going to win this. But I just try to look at what the enemy thinks is a weakness. Because we need some kind of direction. That's how I see it. So if the enemy is saying nationalism is a weakness to their agenda, then to me that makes sense. That makes sense why they're trying to stomp on the truckers so strongly right now. Because they have to put out that flame. And they're not going to do it! So I want to give this one shout out to all the veterans and current forces that are not in Ottawa right now or are not involved in standing up yet. I just want to give something to you for you to think about. And please listen. All of your sacrifices, all of your brothers in arms who have died in various wars that you fought on behalf of Canada, trying to do what you believe is the right thing. If we lose our country, then their lives would have been lost in vain. This is the one call to peaceful aid that must be met. Because Canada is what you were fighting for from the beginning. So we can't lose it. Freedom is a gift and a right, and it's innate, but we must defend it.
We're defending the corporation. We're defending the country.
I said it right here about a year and a half ago, and I'll say it again. The night is darkest before the dawn, but the dawn is coming. And we will still be here. You know why? After me, because I